Okay, thank you. So today's class, we will start tuned amplifiers. Okay, right? We will start tuned amplifiers. Why do we need these particular tuned amplifiers? Okay, right? See, generally, a general amplifier will, okay, will amplify the signal for a wide range of frequencies. But when we want to selectively amplify, okay, right? What is the idea? Resonance. Okay, resonance. At one particular frequency, you have the impedance, okay, either minimum or maximum, whether it is depending on if it is series resonance or parallel resonance respectively, isn't it? Series and parallel resonance, you know very well. At one particular resonant frequency, okay, at one particular resonant frequency, what happens? Okay, the impedance becomes minimum, right, for series resonance, or maximum for parallel resonance. Okay, I hope you know all this. So here we are making use of that, right? This resonance we are making use to select the particular frequencies that we want. For example, radio receiver. Okay, right? Which channel you want, only that one you want to hear, isn't it? You don't want all the frequencies, only particular frequency you need. Okay, you can make use of tuned amplifiers which will select the particular frequency, and then, right, whatever, then you can filter out the remaining, okay, right, remaining frequencies. Suppose 98.3 only you want to listen, you can make use of a tuned amplifier, right, select that particular and process, and then you will be able to only hear that 98.3. okay. So this is the main idea for, okay, going for tuned amplifiers. So how do we select? I told resonance. Okay, what are the electronic components which provides resonance? Obviously, what are the electronic components in your resonant circuit, students? In your resonant circuit, so what are the electronic components we use? Resistor, capacitor, inductor, isn't it? So simply we will take, okay, we will start with a parallel combination of capacitor and inductor, parallel combination of capacitor and inductor, but practically the capacitor has, okay, practically the capacitor has some resistance. Sorry, okay, I'm sorry, I repeat, practically the inductor has some series resistance, okay, right? Okay, the in practical the inductor has this series resistance represented by R. The winding in the inductor, okay, ideal case we neglect the resistance, the winding resistance ideally we neglect, but practically it has some value, we are calling it as R. Okay, so the parallel combination of L and C, we will take it as LR. R represents the internal resistance of the inductor, then the capacitor C. Okay, now you know how to find resonant frequency, we have done so many times. Find the equivalent impedance, okay, right? Then imaginary part equal to 0, right? Usually R is a small value because it is internal resistance. So we can neglect R and simplify, we will get FR is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. Something similar to this we have done so many times, so we are not going to derive it. Okay, very famous formula, 1 by 2 pi root LC. Then how are we getting this? By putting the imaginary part 0. Okay, and again in the equivalent impedance of this particular network, okay, when you put the imaginary part equal to 0 and simplify, the real part that we get is simply L by CR. Okay, right? So very simple mathematics, something similar we have already done. Okay, probably you have studied up to 12th standard resonance and all. So at this level we are not going to derive. Okay, we will directly take, you just take pen and paper and practice, you will get the same thing, or recall what you have studied up to your 12th standard. Okay, then now because of that particular resonance property, okay, provided by this particular network, what we do is, in place of the load resistor, okay, in place of the load resistor, right, usually we connect, okay, usually we connect this particular, right, the combination of inductors, capacitors here. Okay, usually we have load here, output terminal, to AC is VCC replaced by ground. Okay, so what I am trying to say is, usually we connect this tuned circuit here. Okay, usually we connect the tuned circuit here. Okay, so now what happens because of this particular, okay, tuned circuit is, because the impedance changes with frequency, the gain also changes with frequency. Okay, right, and at resonant frequency we can get maximum gain. Okay, right, here for resonant frequency, okay, corresponding to this circuit, we will get maximum gain. So all these resonance we have discussed so far. Okay, next what we will do is, we will discuss a term called quality factor. Okay, even quality factor also you have studied right earlier. Anyway, it is, in simple words, it is a ratio of reactance by resistance. Okay, reactance divided by resistance, that is the quality factor. Okay, so for series combination, you know, the impedance associated with this inductor is j omega ls, because it is ls, s for series. Okay, right, so the impedance associated with this inductor is j omega ls, and reactance is, remove the j term, the remaining term is reactance, isn't it? So the reactance is omega ls. Okay, the reactance is omega ls. So right, so what happens here, we will consider, okay, we will consider the reactance as omega ls, the resistance rs. Okay, so reactance by resistance is quality factor, omega ls by rs, omega ls by rs. Okay, or simply you can take omega l by r, right? S stands for series, so series resonant frequency is omega l by r. Okay, now how will you take, see another important point, how will you take two impedances in series? What is the equivalent? Simply the addition. However, when we consider two impedances in parallel, when we consider two impedances in parallel, how will you take parallel impedance? 1 by z equivalent is equal to 1 by z1 plus 1 by z2, isn't it? We are taking reciprocals. Okay, series impedance z equivalent is equal to z1 plus z2, right? Two impedances in series. Two impedances in parallel, what is the formula? 1 by z equivalent is equal to 1 by z1 plus 1 by z2. So we are taking reciprocal, right? So likewise, if you simplify, what happens is the quality factor becomes simply reciprocal. See here you have omega L by R. Now it becomes R by omega L. Okay, now it simply becomes R by omega L, right? And because this is parallel, we are adding a subscript P. Okay, we are adding a subscript P, right? Another definition of this quality factor is, it is the ratio of resonant frequency by bandwidth. Okay, another Q is FR by BW. Another, okay, another what do you say, definition for quality factor is FR divided by bandwidth. Okay, right? So what do we need from the tuned amplifier? Very narrow band. Okay, right? It is designed for very narrow band. For example, I told you to select a particular frequency associated with radio signals. Okay, right? And of course, even though the range is small, all the frequencies in that range should be amplified equally. Okay, and of course, the circuit should not be complicated, right? So these are the requirements of tuned amplifiers. Okay, so what are all the things we have discussed so far? We have started tuned amplifiers. We understood that the tuning we can use by using inductors and capacitors. So we started with this combination of, okay, inductor capacitor parallel combination. Of course, we are representing the internal resistance of the inductor by R. Okay, then we discussed frequency, the equivalent impedance. We discussed that due to resonance we get this characteristics, quality factor definition, its expressions for series and parallel. Okay, another definition for quality factor in terms of bandwidth. Okay, so it is like this. Q is FR by BW. If bandwidth is very small, this is bandwidth, higher cutoff frequency minus lower cutoff frequency. Means we are selecting very narrow, okay, right? We are selecting very narrow range of frequencies, hence the quality is high. Okay, hence the quality is high. So the quality factor inversely proportional to bandwidth. So Q is FR by BW. FR is this particular resonant frequency. Okay, so all this we have discussed. Then requirement for tuned amplifiers also we have discussed. Then classification of tuned amplifiers. Okay, so first, if we use, okay, one tuned circuit means something like this: resistor, capacitor inductor combination. Okay, so if we use one tuned circuit, it is single tuned amplifier. Okay, what is double tuned amplifier? Anybody answer? Students, what is double tuned amplifier? Single tuned amplifier means we are using, right, one tuned circuit. Okay, for example, this one single tune, only one tuned circuit. What will double tuned circuit be? What will be the double tuned amplifier? Anybody please answer? Very good. Simply use two tuned circuits. Okay, two tuned circuits if we use, that will double tuned amplifier. Okay, in an amplifier, if you use two tuned circuits, see here. So this is the double tuned amplifier. Okay, what do we mean by stagger tuned amplifier? Anybody? Okay, see, double tuned, although we are using two tuned circuits, okay, or tank circuits, right? What happens is both those are fixed at a single frequency. Both the tuned circuits have single frequency. Okay, right? Their resonant frequency is a single frequency, whereas stagger tuned circuit, okay, whereas stagger tuned circuit, right, also you have multiple, right, amplifiers with multiple, okay, tuned circuits, but the resonant frequency is different. Okay, check out the meaning of stagger in Google, right? So it is it is not same. Okay, staggered, you check meaning. So what happens is the frequencies, the okay, right here we are making use of, here we are making use of two tuned circuits. If we make sure that the resonant frequency of this tuned circuit and the other tuned circuit is different, okay, then we say it is stagger tuned circuit. Okay, and it is not mentioned single or double. Okay, so it can be multiple stages also, right? When we consider stagger tuned circuits, you can have, okay, more than two stages of amplifiers and tuned circuits also. Okay, and different types of coupling we have seen: capacitive coupling, inductive coupling, transformer coupling. Okay, right? Earlier we have seen that. Next, we are going to discuss single tuned amplifier. Okay, so here what we are doing is we are adding one, okay, particular tank circuit here. So single tuned amplifier. Okay, so it is single tuned amplifier. Now here what happens is usually the load resistance is very small. Okay, usually the load resistance, I have told you, okay, loudspeaker as a load, if you are using, usually the resistance is 4 ohm, 8 ohm, 16 ohm, very small value. Okay, so the assumption we will make is, so next what we will do, we will analyze this circuit. Okay, right, that is electronic circuit analysis. We know what is, okay, tuned amplifier, we got a circuit, now we have to analyze that. Okay, so here what we will consider is, okay, we need to see whenever we are dealing with this particular tuned amplifiers, we will deal with high frequencies. Okay, right, we will deal with high frequencies, isn't it? Your radio frequencies are your higher frequencies. So what we do is we consider the high frequency model of transistor, or also known as the hybrid pi model of the transistor. So next task very easy. Okay, the same old, right, story which we have been seeing from first unit, we will repeat. Replace the transistor with its equivalent circuit, analyze, get results. Okay, that is what we are going to do next. So replace the transistor with its equivalent circuit. In order to do that, what we will now do is we will first consider the equivalent circuit of the transistor. Okay, the hybrid pi circuit, this is hybrid pi. Okay, hybrid pi circuit for a single transistor with load RL. So this is transistor alone till here. Additionally, we are considering RL because there is an, okay, RL here. Now first what happens? RL is much less than RC. Okay, so you know current will always choose the low resistance path, right? For AC equivalent VCC, when we replace by ground, RL and RC appear to be in parallel. Okay, so because of that, the current flow will happen through RL. We can neglect the current flow through RC and we can simply neglect RC. Okay, so first neglecting RC, no RC, okay, no RC here, right? Then what do we have here? Use, okay, this is the equivalent circuit. So what do we have? Transistor RL. Okay, we already have transistor RL. To this, what all we need to include? We need to include these components at the input side. Okay, so if we include those components at the input side, what do we have? Okay, here first we have, here if you see, there is some inductor, there is some capacitance. Okay, so let me draw the capacitor inductor, right? First of all, you know, we already have famous formula for series resonance, parallel resonance. Okay, right? But here, if you observe the resistor, inductor, capacitor, here these two are in series. The overall equivalent is in parallel with capacitor. Okay, so we cannot directly use formula. It is wise to convert, okay, this particular series combination into parallel combination. Okay, right? So what we do, I will discuss that in detail. So what we do is this particular series, we convert it into parallel combination. Okay, and that parallel combination we will replace here. Okay, we'll replace here, and of course that replacement will be reflected here, and that circuit we will analyze. So we can directly use formula for RLC, parallel resonance. Okay, so next task, converting this to parallel. Okay, so what we have a capacitor, we have inductor, then we have parallel resistance, we will call it as RP. So we have capacitor, we have inductor, we'll have parallel resistance RP. Then what we have VIRI. Okay, for now let us do, we are discussing parallel resonance, isn't it? So let us convert this into parallel form. How to do that? We will use source transformation. Using source transformation, voltage source in series with resistance. Source transformation also we discussed so many times. Basics, okay, in electronic circuits. So what is source transformation? This VI in series with RI, this VI in series with RI, we will replace it with current source in parallel with RI, and the resistance value will be the same. So same RI, and then we are replacing it with current source. Okay, so we have discussed this one, these two, this capacitor over. Okay, then in the transistor we have RCE, okay, and RB dash C. Usually these two are large values. Okay, why? Because collector base junction reverse bias, okay, negligible current means high resistance. Okay, so we can neglect these two. Usually these two values are high resistance because they are resistance offered by the reverse bias junction. Okay, so these values are high, we can consider them as open circuit. So this one gone, this one gone. So what we have, RL GM VB dash E for the transistor, RL GM VB dash E, and that transistor when we put here, additionally these components, okay, a current source, parallel resistance, then converting this to parallel, RP, parallel inductor, parallel capacitance. Okay, current source in parallel with resistance, then RP, parallel inductor, parallel capacitor. Okay, that is not the end of it. See here, additionally we have these two capacitances, CE, CC. Okay, that, see, actually the capacitance we have is C dash, it is not C, but we are taking here C, where C is nothing but the equivalent of this capacitance and the transistor two capacitances. Okay, where C is simply the equivalent of C dash. What are the names of the capacitors? C dash. Then, okay, this is CE, or also called as CB dash E. So C dash plus CB dash E. Okay, C dash plus CB dash E. Now, this particular capacitance CC, also known as CB dash C. Why CB dash C? Connected between B dash and C. So we can call it as CB dash C. So this particular capacitance is not at the input side. It is between input and then output. There is a theorem called as Miller's theorem, which says when we have a component connected between input and output, we can replace it with the equivalent, okay, at the input side, and that equivalent we are representing this one, okay, 1 plus Gm RL into CB dash C. The capacitance is CB dash C. Reflected at the input side will be 1 plus, okay, reflected at the input side will be 1 plus Gm RL into CB dash C. Well, Gm RL, this one represents the gain of the amplifier, okay. Anyway, Miller's theorem again we will see in 15. Okay, so all this we have discussed, okay, and the series resistance, I told you it is nothing but the loss in the inductor, okay, right. So next, you know quality factor, right? For this particular series combination, the quality factor will be omega L by Rs, okay. The quality factor will be omega L by Rs, and usually the quality factor is very high because Rs is very small, okay. We discussed that we are dealing with high frequency, so usually this QC, the quality factor is very high value, okay, around 20,000 like that we have seen earlier, okay. Now what we will do is, okay, we will find the equivalent, right, for this combination, okay. We'll find the equivalent of this combination, right. So what is the impedance here? It is Rs plus j omega L. The impedance here is Rs plus j omega L, okay. So admittance is reciprocal of impedance, right? Admittance is reciprocal of impedance. Impedance is Rs plus j omega L. So admittance will be 1 by Rs plus j omega L, okay. Now you can see the denominator has real part and imaginary part, okay. So rationalizing the denominator, okay, how to rationalize the denominator? Multiply the denominator with its conjugate. Conjugate is Rs minus j omega L. So multiplying and dividing this term with Rs minus j omega L. Numerator we have Rs minus j omega L. Rs minus j omega L, if you multiply with Rs plus j omega L, it becomes Rs square plus omega square L square. You know A plus JB into A minus JB is A square plus B square, okay. Separately we are writing each term here. First term minus j omega L by this term. We are separating the denominators. So this particular impedance, we are calling it as Y1. This particular impedance, we are calling it as Y1. Next, so what we are doing is we are giving names, okay, and simplifying. Okay, next what we will do is, see, we discussed that in order to use the parallel resonance, we need to convert this series combination to parallel. That is what we will do. Very simple mathematics steps we will discuss now. So converting the series to parallel means these two are equal. This Y1 just now we got the series combination of this one. Next what we need to do is we need to find the equivalent impedance of this, equate Y1, Y2, then we know whether we can convert or not. If we convert, what will be the value of Rp, Okay, that is what we will do next. So actually Y2 here is, you know, admittance is reciprocal of impedance. Equivalent impedance is 1 by this impedance plus 1 by this impedance. So the equivalent impedance here is 1 by Rp plus 1 by j omega L, okay, which is nothing but the equivalent admittance. Okay, very simple school level formula, right? When do we say two networks are equivalent? Two networks are equivalent if, okay, right, we are talking in terms of impedance, this y1 is equal to y2. So next equating y1 to y2, right, and simplifying, equating y1 to y2 and simplifying, okay, what we actually observe is, now we get this Rp, see, y1, y2, second term is same, 1 by j omega L, 1 by j omega L. LHS, RHS second term is the same. So second two terms cancel out. 1 by Rp simply becomes Rs by omega square L square. Okay, right? So this will be 1 by Rp. Okay. Next, we know, okay, we know that quality factor is omega L by R. Okay. So omega square L square, then we have Rs. If we make this Rs square, then we can represent it with the quality factor for series resonance. Okay. So for that, what we are doing is multiplying and dividing with Rs, this term. So Rs into Rs, Rs square. Then Rs into omega square L square. Rs into omega square L square. Okay. Omega L by Rs is nothing but the quality factor for series resonance. Okay. Omega L by Rs is Qs. So omega square L square by Rs will be Q square, because this omega square L square is in the denominator, Q will also come in the denominator. Okay. So replacing omega square L square by R square with Q square. So now we got 1 by Rp is this. So Rp is nothing but the series resonance multiplied by the square of the, okay, square of the series quality factor. Okay, Rs into Qs square. Next, how can we represent Q, Qs, 1 Qs, okay, take this as S, take this as Qs. How can we represent 1 Qs? Qs is omega L by Rs. So 1 Qs we are leaving as it is, another QL omega L by Rs, okay. So Rs will cancel, we will get omega L into Qs. So different way of representing this Rp, different ways of representing this particular Rp. Okay, so next what we are going to discuss is, we are going to discuss this, what is the current gain of this particular circuit. Okay, what is the current gain of this particular circuit? Okay, so far we have analyzed so many circuits, right? So far we have analyzed so many circuits. So we are not going to analyze, okay. For your interest, you can practice, but here we will directly take the expression, because we have already done this. So current gain, voltage gain, input impedance, output impedance, okay. We have done so many times, right? So directly we will take the expression. If you use the skills which you have learned in earlier units, and if you analyze this, find the current gain, the current gain that we get will be, okay, this particular term minus Gm R by, okay, 1 plus J omega RC minus R by omega. You can try it, okay, you can try it.